Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Doodle a Day. And today, 127-26. Yes, sirree. 27 straight days. Those of you that are seeing this on a different platform, I made a possibly ill-advised challenge of doing a little bit of doodling, 10 minutes or less, every day for the entire year, 365 days. So 27 down, quite a few to go. I had an art major in school, not math, so you tell me. And today we're going back to our watercolor sketchbook and our Caran d'Ache Neocolor 2s. Now let's start with the Neocolor 2s. And we're going to do something just a little bit different today. Just going to mess around here, which is what we always do. That's why we doodle. Okay? Just mess around a little bit. One of the things I absolutely love about doodling is it doesn't actually matter what anything looks like. It just, you want it to, I don't want to say flow, but you do want it to have a certain rhythm to it, a certain fun to it. And then at that point in time, you just kind of figure out what you're doing. And right now, I get it. This looks like a whole lot of nothing. And you're absolutely right. If you were to guess, it looks like a whole lot of nothing, because it does. But that whole lot of nothing is going to turn into something later. Put a little one in there. Got a little bit of gray on that one to make it a little bit more in the distance. Matter of fact, I'm going to color that in very lightly. When I hit it with the water, it'll be light, and then I'll have the trees out. Okay, so I'm using my little Raphael something, right? Yeah, Precision they call it. Raphael brushes. Okay, so a little bit of water. Now, remember what I told you about these. Okay, everybody likes to do stuff differently. I don't like too much water when I do my watercolor crayons, if you want to call them that. I don't like calling them crayons because it sounds like a kid's thing. And trust me, as a kid, I used to play with my crayons all the time. But that is pretty accurate, really. So I like to have the brush damp enough to where I leave a little bit of the texture of the Neocolor of the crayons in. There we go. See how that is? It's not, sopping wet. It's not dripping. And there's some watercolors, a lot of watercolors, that actually like the really drippy look to it. I don't. Now, part of it is because I don't, period. But another part of it is I was never able to control the water completely when it was too much. So I always erred on the side of I'm going to use a little bit more pigment and a little less water. And for what I do in watercolors, it works out pretty good. And the other part is, too, it really depends on the paper you use. The 140 pound, I think, works really good with these. I have not tried these on 300 pound watercolor paper. So if anybody has, please let me know how they work on that kind of paper. Because what's cool about the 300 pound is if you're using just paper, not in a sketchbook like this, where I have, a clip, this paper can buckle a little bit, where the 300 pound, that stuff ain't buckling at all. That's some heavy duty stuff. Most people don't use the 300 pound from what I have seen, but there are a lot that do. Okay, now, just to make this a little bit better, I'm just going to take a brown, and I'll just give this a border. Was that necessary? No. But I like to have it that way. Just to kind of give you a little bit of, I don't know, I like to make it to where you can see where your boundaries are in your little thumbnail. Because that's what this is. This is a thumbnail. Okay? And this is something that I really enjoy doing. I'm going to make this more green over here. There we go. I just love these things. I still am debating on whether or not I should get the Caran d'Ache Neocolor 2s. 1s rather. These are the 2s. The 1s are the oil wax pastel, I think they are. And they're supposed to be really cool. They don't dissolve like this with water. They're water resistant, actually. You need solvents to do it. So I haven't been sure if that's something I want to get into, spend the money on it or not. But as you can see here with these are awesome. Ooh, a little too much water there, John. Which is easy to do in watercolor. And this isn't technically watercolor. This is just a little sketch of something I may do later. Okay, now I'm going to take some of the areas, a couple of the areas that are not not wet at the moment. And then I'm just going to get to the side of this mountain. I'm going to put in light shadows. There we go. And then once I have those in, then I'm going to take yellow ochre. There we go. I know it's a little difficult to see right here, but I have it zoomed in a little bit, thinking I can get that to show up for you. I can't. I can see the camera better now, this vantage point, now that I'm using the camera differently than I did. But I just don't know if it's anything good for you. And then here, now this I'm going to do a little bit differently. And I'll show you what I mean. Now this I'm going to take a little bit bigger brush, a little bit bigger brush head. Still make it damp. And I'm just going to blend it with the blue that I had in the back. See how that gives a real nice foliage look? Now I'm going to do the same thing here. And then you got foliage going into the water. And the same thing here. Maybe a little wetter than damp. Not soaking wet again, but just a little bit. And you get this real nice effect. Okay, so we're just about out of time. So that is our doodle for today. And basically what I was just trying to do was show you how we can make a really cool little sketch using the Neocolor 2s in our sketchbook. And now, once this is dry, we can take this, and this will be basically our schematic. This will be our inspiration for a full-size oil painting. Okay? And then when we do the other side tomorrow, I may use pastels, soft oil, or whatever, and that'll be another inspiration. Everything we're doing can be an oil painting with something, okay? It's just a matter of what we want to do, what pieces, and stuff like that. So, I hope everybody has had a great start to your work week, and I will talk to you all later.